I think we have a few more audio clips that'll kind of highlight the examples of that whole point.
This was the scariest adventure in their life. One morning, hey, I heard about an abandoned house in Rockport Street. I've got to go there. People say that ghosts live in there. Do you wanna? Cool! They planned to go to Rockport Street at midnight. As they went close to the entry door, they started to sweat with fear. They opened the door.
It's dark in here. We need some light. Let's light a torch.
Phew, my heart is beating hard. Suddenly, an engine began to boom. To leave the engine on, yo! Yo, who is it, dude? Welcome. I bet you know who I am. If you turn the phone off, you're all lost. Hello? Hello? Who is it? Just as they took one step, a slide opened underneath their foot. Where were they? The story remains a mystery.
Thank you for choosing AMC Theaters. We would like to remind you that there is no smoking in our facilities. Also, please silence your cell phones. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Hold on to your drinks, 'cause it's Halloween 47. Oh my gosh, he's coming. Help, help, somebody help me, help.
Thank goodness he's gone.
Oh, hey girl, what's up?
Shut up. I'm trying to watch the movie.
Hey, can I call you back? I'm at a movie right now. Bye.
Oh my god, you just spilled Diet Coke on my Uggs!
Oh my gosh, stop smoking.
Okay, sorry, I'll put it out.
Wow, that was a great movie.
Yeah, except for the smoker and the person with the cell phone.
Yeah, oh well, at least it's a nice night.
I'm finally on the Dragon Coaster!
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your arms and legs within the ride at all times. Thank you.
No, we're at the top! No! Ah!
Thank you for riding the Dragon Coaster. And enjoy the rest of your day with us here at Playland.
Guys, come check out this cool trick! Ah!
That was an incredible little tour through a lot of different approaches to this stuff. Now, what were those particular clips designed for?
Oh yeah, those four clips are from the contest we ran with ISTE. The first one was called Six Sounds in Search of an Author, where we had about 80 to 100 entries, I believe, where kids were given 6 sound effects: a match, a heartbeat, crickets, water splash, an engine roar, and a phone ring. And then they had to write a 1-minute story, produce a 1-minute story, and mix those in. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great variety from horror to comedy. You heard the first two, Bloodhouse, and A Trip to the Movie were the first two. Actually, those were two of the winners we had. That was Participant Choice and Best Comic Voice. And it was great. Actually, what we're trying to do is kind of model some really good practices in creative writing from school, and as well as from actually the world of fan fiction. If any fan fiction people out there, there's something called a drabble, which is where you have 100 words to write a story, limited. And then actually I just was getting interested in, Hemingway had that famous quip, any good author will be able to write a story in 6 words. So kind of marinating all those things around. And also the idea that kids really, actually I think everybody, could benefit from having some limits or some rules in which to be creative, to springboard off of. If you ask someone, just to be creative, they usually draw a blank. But if you say you have 1 minute, these 6 sounds, your own creativity, do horror, comedy, space adventure, go for it. They usually go with it. If you go to, I think it's ISTE.org/6sounds, you'll see all the entries in. And there were people, actually at first, Bloodhouse was from some 6th graders from the Ivory Coast who submitted that, so they're really good. The second 2 clips you heard, the roller coaster and the kid falling down, cool trick, were from the Foley contest. That was the other contest we ran, where kids had to take some sound effect and write like a 2-sentence story with it, and then had to explain the sound effect and and you have a little bit of a creative story. For the scary coaster, I believe that was done with a few kitchen utensils for the roller coaster ride. And for the other one, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, for the cool trick, that was a celery stick the kids broke as a broken leg or something. It was a lot of fun watching them. I watched the class do it, and the teacher just put out all different household items, and then she gave them 20 minutes to think of a really interesting story with it, 2 sentences. And they're like snapping celery and clanking chains, and then it came up recorded and mixed it. So it's
it doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar to just see and hear how engaged and how much fun these kids are having, and any good teacher is going to take that vehicle. And they're going to know how to wrap it around the curriculum that we know our kids need. And therefore, therein lies that perfect combination of student engagement and standards addressed. And it's certainly very evident from the energy level in the clips and what we saw in the video that this is indeed super engaging for kids. I wanted to ask you if you had any success stories. And whenever we do a special project, we always have that 1 or 2 case that sticks out in our mind where that you've really hit the nail on the head for a certain kid, or just a success story. Do you have one of those, Chris?
Yeah, there are a few of them. I'm trying to think of the the one kid kept podcasting after the class, and she has a show on teen issues. And so I was really happy about that. And then a few of the kids who really excelled in the course started off in the course. It was an elective course because they weren't really successful in their regular English class. Actually, it was one of the ironies of the course. It was it's sort of like, what do you give a kid who hates English class? They got an extra class of English. So I had them, and they did great. They were some of the best. Some of the kids who the samples I used really didn't think they'd like English class, and they stuck them with me basically because it was a kind of a experimental class, a new class. It wasn't a required class to start off with, and they really ran with it. So I was really happy when I heard that.
That's a great analogy. It's, they're not doing well in English, so they stick them in an English class. It's kind of like the whole summer school thing. They didn't get it all year, so let's put them in a hot school for 3 months when they want to be outside and teach it to them again. Right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah. The changing gears things is great. Do you have another one? Another success story?
I'm trying to think of the really. The one student actually who did the audio tour. We heard a little bit of it from it sounded like it was a church he was going over, or a movie theater. I know it was a little confusing because it's the middle clip. I should have set that up better. But they used that audio tour now for his church. What happened was his church took over an old abandoned movie theater, a classic movie palace, and he did an audio tour on that, and it was really interesting. He used the organ music that they use in the church, and he interviewed the caretaker of the church who lives in a projection booth, which is what I thought was really odd, kind of cozy if you think about it. And then that's available now online for parishioners and for visitors to the church. They give tours because it's a historic movie house, the Stanley
awesome.
Theater. So that was a really that was a real success story.
And that what that child walks away with just that bit of success, that bit of look at, I've made my mark. That's something that will boost every aspect of their life and personality.